I was in the same class as Gina throughout our high school years. I remember that she was always fairly reserved. I think most of her school friends would think that. She was quiet, she was polite, but she wasn't deeply involved in a lot of the school activities and always kept herself to herself, really.
I think she'll have problems as she grows. She won't know whether people want her for herself or whether they want her for perhaps money or what she is.
I've been at the school for 4 years, this is my 4th year. I'm going to go on to leaving and I don't like it much, especially the house mistress and the food. I'd like to be home eternally, so it's gorgeous fun up there. You can ride, swim, muster and lots of other things.
I just thought my life in the bush was fantastic. It was a very close family life. I mean, there really wasn't anyone else apart from your family.
Tell me where I hit the rock. Yes. That's the girl.
Life up here was wonderful for a child, but it was very, very tough on my mother. For instance, at the back of the house there is the kitchen. Tiny little kitchen, a low roof, that it was so hot. That must have been one of the hottest kitchens in Western Australia.
Mother was very, very family orientated. She couldn't have been kinder and nicer to me or more loyal to me. My father and I were very, very close. On the station we were together all the time. I was even sent out on exploration things, and we spent an inordinate amount of time together.
I'm most concerned that she learned at a very early age how to express herself properly, stand up on her own feet, and expresses her views.
I certainly did travel with Dad overseas. Dad was particularly thrilled, as was I, to be able to meet Margaret Thatcher a number of times. But Dad and Margaret Thatcher thought very, very much alike on many, many issues. Basically, you'd watch Margaret Thatcher start a sentence and you watch Dad finish it, and vice versa.
Jump the bureaucrats and cut out tax.
I believe that if welfare was cut out, that can balance the budget.
Lang was a deeply polarising figure, and there were no half measures.
The ones that are no good to themselves and can't accept things that half-cast, and this is where most of the trouble comes, I would bake the water up so that they were sterile and would breathe themselves out in future, and that would solve the problem.
He was extreme in his views and quite free with expressing views that many people would have felt, offended by.
He was extremely right-wing. Environmentalists he called eco-nuts. He believed in using nuclear bombs to develop mines. Lang was a huge fan of Dr. Edward Teller, whose nickname was the father of the hydrogen bomb. Dr. Teller believed you could cut the cost of building a mine or, other sorts of construction by using nuclear bombs.
What are the economic advantages of using a nuclear device to produce iron ore, for instance?
Cost-wise, from the point of view of the explosive, for $1 worth of a nuclear device is the equivalent of $400 worth of TNT.
I think my father thought maybe it would look a little less frightening if a teenager explained the concepts of the nuclear explosive. So years ago he had me up north to explain to the media what this nuclear explosive would do.
There's a dam down here, and into this will be lowered the hydrogen bomb, which is about 6 feet high. And then after that will be lowered the atomic bomb. Now this atomic bomb will be set off, and that will set off the hydrogen bomb.
I think Lang and Gina were very much a father and daughter package. Almost everything that he wanted to achieve, he shared with Gina. And many people have heard the comment that he used to call her fella. She was really, in many ways, his alter ego.
I met Lang in my 20s, mid to late 20s, so Gina had to be in her teens, so she knew everything that Dad knew. I mean, she could take up Dad in mid-sentence as a teenager and tell you about the tonnage and tell you about the partnerships. There was never any doubt in my mind that she'd take over from her dad, and never any doubt in his mind either.
But on a purely emotional basis,
How does it feel to look at all that iron ore lying in the ground that in one day is going to be yours?
Gina's 21st birthday party was a wonderful occasion. Huge marquee on the front lawn of their home in Dalkeith. It was a very happy occasion, and Gina looked absolutely gorgeous in a beautiful frock. John Gorton was the Prime Minister.
It's going to be tough. In 10 years or 15 years, you know, they will be sort of governing around the terrible. She'll have to take over more and more of the responsibility, and it's going to be pretty hard for somebody to take over a big control like that and run a husband or be run by a husband.
She married an Englishman called